Hello, everybody. How's it going out there? I am David Knight, and with me is my co-host Jason Renfro, and we are a part of the podcast called "What Are They Talking About?" On Podbean and YouTube. If you're listening on Podbean, there'll be a YouTube link, and vice versa on YouTube, there'll be a Podbean link. Though, whenever you start a new YouTube channel, it kind of gives you fits on links and stuff in your comment section. So it wasn't there last time. I'm hoping it knows that we're real people now, and they'll let me do that. Anyway, how you doing today, Jason?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Doing good, man. So what's been going on with you the last since the last podcast? Anything new with you?
No, just working and night shift does not provide you with many opportunities to do much of anything else. But I have been
Right.
trying to get into new hobbies or new old hobbies.
Yeah, reigniting old interest kind of thing.
Yes.
Hmm. Um,
Yeah.
so I know
What
you're.
about you?
Yeah, I know you still do your little D&D collectible thing, right?
Yes, and I started playing D&D like the first time since high school.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, has it changed a lot since high school? Or is it really about the same?
That's so long ago. It's hard to remember what it was like in high school.
Yeah, I remember when I was in high school, there were a few of these. I think I was a freshman, and there were a few of these junior or senior guys. They were like playing Magic the Gathering, and they were exactly how you think they would look, either small and slight and skinny, or big and overweight. It
Yeah.
was they almost looked like was it in the South Park episode, um, "Make Love Not Warcraft."
Yo.
uh, that where they're all big and they're just that's exactly how they kind of look like the main guy they're trying to fight in the episode. You
Uh,
know, that's kind of how they look. So, um, but yeah, that was my experience watching that. Um, so yeah, I mean that's good though. It's good to have a hobby, and
uh,
good to have something to do. And you got a few friends you play with every week, right?
yes. Yes.
All right, that's good. But for me, I've been just work and sleep pretty much. I don't know what it's been like the last couple of days, but I feel like I've been hit by a truck. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's been going on. I'm not sick, but my knees and my feet have been killing me the last few days. It's
Uh,
like at work, I've been down to to stock something. I'm like, oh my god, that was painful. I feel like I was squatting 300 pounds on my shoulders.
Oh, I think old age just jumped up and bitch slapped you.
It may have. I for those who don't, I mean, I did heavy squats back in college, so there are times where my knees just hate me for it, you know, because I didn't do those half-ass little panty squats either. I went all the way down to my ass and came back up. So my knees, and I did heavy too, so my knees just don't like me sometimes. Um,
Well, yeah. All these injuries you feel in your old age are just the stuff that you thought was minor when you were young. Like,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
it really hurts you. You just didn't realize it.
Yeah, you don't think about it because you bounce back. I mean, I would have injuries like I have strains and shoulder things and little leg injuries sometimes with tightness, and they all come back. And you think it's over. Like it's like you wake up a certain way. Like I remember a little while back, I fell asleep on the couch, and I woke up right here, like the left side of my neck, right between my neck and my trap, and it hurt so bad just to move it, and it was like that for like I couldn't turn like this. So I go, had to ease and squint into it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just random
Yeah.
random stuff like that. You stay in position too long with your leg gets stiff. You don't want to move, or your foot starts falling asleep.
Yeah. And if you think back to it sometime in your past, you seriously hurt that area, and that's all it is. It's just reminding you, hey, remember that time? The member
Yeah.
berries. Remember when?
My parents always you feel everything when you get older. They were not lying. As usual, my parents were usually right. So um,
You start standing up. It sounds like Rice Krispies.
snap, crackle, pop. Exactly what that's like. I apologize for my bassy voice in advance, but that's me trying to be funny. So please don't hate
Mm.
me.
Mhm.
over that one.
Yeah. I
So,
sing like a quadriplegic.
what now?
I sing like a quadriplegic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't hold a note, can't carry a tune.
Oh geez. What are your old injuries that you deal with, Jason?
Knees, back,
Mm.
neck,
So
and fingers and toes.
fingers and toes.
Yeah, all of it either dislocated or broken.
Oh yeah, because you played sports in school, didn't you? Right, high school.
Mm, you
So
know. Oh
you
my
played
god.
baseball. Did you all right?
Yeah, but
Yeah, I think there's some stuff going around right now. Like my daughter hadn't been to school all week because she's been fighting this fever on and off. Because I had her this weekend and she was fine with me all weekend. And then she goes back to her mom and then she messaged me. It's like, has Brent been sick? Have you been around anybody? I said, no. We just went to Old Navy so she used her gift cards and went to eat East Coast Wing. That's all we did. That was it. And she's
yeah,
like, and she starts, well, she's got a fever. She's not feeling good. So I don't know what's going on there because I'm not
yeah.
sick. I mean, I don't think I'm sick anyway. Um,
Well,
I
kids
just think,
always get sick before. The kids and the elderly are always
yeah.
the most vulnerable.
Well, with the weather being as weird as it is, it's a wonder that nobody that everybody's not sick, right? You know, the weather
Oh
changes back
yeah,
and forth. That messes me a lot. Like I'll get some kind of little bug or virus in the summer and the winter when the weather starts going all wonky. Then I start
yeah.
feeling cruddy for a few days.
Yeah, we're almost back into that North Carolina season where we go through all 4 seasons in one day.
Yeah,
You wake up, it's winter. Then right before lunch, it turns springtime. Then in the
exactly.
afternoon, it's summer,
Yeah,
and then at night, it's fall.
it's crazy. People ask me with who aren't from here the weather. I'm like, yeah. I just kind of check my phone and make sure there's nothing wrong. I just is raining. Is it cool? Do I need a coat or not? Good. I don't worry about it anymore. You can't. And until summer comes, and it's 100 degrees for like 2 months, and you want to die.
Yeah, and then it sticks around sometimes till December.
Right. I remember several years ago, one of the last years Max and I were together, we were hanging up Christmas decorations after Thanksgiving, and I was out there wearing shorts and a t-shirt doing it.
Yeah,
It felt good. It was like 7 degrees. It felt good out there. It's interesting. And then of
yeah,
course it'll snow the next month. So
yeah. We had that one year where it snowed here, and the next day it was like 65.
yeah, I remember one day at Western. I think you were still at Western when this happened. It snowed. We had really nice snow. It was gone by the next day at lunch. Like it never happened.
Yeah,
That was nuts. Like, well, I didn't get a chance to enjoy that very much, now did I?
no. If you don't like the weather, just give it a minute.
Yep, exactly. That's the truth. Um, so I do want to address a couple of mistakes that I made on the last podcast. Out of you never tell it was the first one that we were doing. I got the title of the podcast wrong because I'm an idiot sometimes. It's called "What Are They Talking About?" I think I said "What Are These Guys Talking About?" So for sake of trying to be accountable and shit like that, I want to make that correction. I also said Spotify is actually Podbean. So I don't know if Podbean links or not. I'm still learning that crap, but I want to make that correction. So yeah, just little things like that. It's frustrating when you come in and think you got it down and you say, God, I fucked that up, really?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
little shit.
And you don't realize you did it.
Right. Yeah, you do the playback. It's like, oh, did I really say that? Oh, come on. But I will say
Do
doing
that
stuff
all the
like
time.
this is you do it all the time, he said.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like me, like when I was when I first started messing around with YouTube years ago, and I still have it to a point, but I have a stutter. And I was a really bad stutter before. But I will say doing stuff like this has really helped it a lot, keep it in check. So it's gotten better over the years. So I'd say it's been beneficial whether I get any views or not. For me, it's been beneficial to do stuff like this. Um, As part of the learning process. So I guess to as for those who are seeing the title of the episode, it's may change by the time we actually upload or whatever. But right now, it's called Men Experiences Trying to Date Over 40. So Jason and I are both over 40. I'll be 42 in March, and Jason's a little bit older than me, if he wants to say.
I'm 46.
46, a little bit older than me. We are both divorced. And I think Jason's divorce is more recent than mine, although mine was officially done back in December.
And mine was in July.
Yeah. So, but I think I was separated longer than you were. I was separated officially for like over 2 years before we just finally got around to making it official and divorcing. But yeah, I mean, it's a whole different ball game trying to date again after you're divorced in your 40s than when you're younger.
Yes. It's a lot different trying to. I don't know. I guess it's because you fall into a pattern when you're in a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of hard to you got to switch gears to get back into dating.
Right. Like I was married for 12. Well, officially, we separated. So we're married 14 technically, but we were together for 12 years, married, dating like 14, 15. And you're with one person for a long time, you kind of forget how to date.
Yes.
Even because I know, especially with us, work and life got in the way. We didn't go on a lot of dates per se. We would go on occasional dinner dates and a lot of family stuff, but we didn't go on a lot of traditional regular dates because we're so focused on other things.
Yeah.
And be truthful, I'm not really romantic. I never have been romantic. I just don't think that way.
Yeah.
So that was a challenging part for me. And then when we separated, trying to get out here and date again as someone who doesn't really go to clubs or go to bars or party like that. I've never been. I don't like big crowds like that.
Yeah, I'm antisocial.
Antisocial, yeah. I mean, I can if you give me a group of people that I know, I'm fine, I'm friendly, I can talk to you, but I just don't like big party scenes. I don't like bars. I'm just not a fan of that.
No.
I mean, how can you talk to somebody when it's so fucking loud? You gotta scream for them to hear you.
Yeah, I've never been good with large groups in loud environments.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly. So it's tricky, and so people want different things. Like when they're in their 20s, it's for me, it's either like people are just want to have a good time when they're looking to get married, especially here in the South. I countless stories of like in college where you see that really cute girl that's a freshman that starts school there, and within a week she's dating somebody, and they're together the entire time they're in college. So your window's totally blocked off. It's over, right? And or they just date around and they don't really stay with anybody.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's kind of tough. When you're younger, like when you get older, it's still kind of the same thing, but it's like you're just more open about at that point.
Yeah.
You just come out and say it because you've been there, you've done that, you lived through things with the divorce. You don't want to mess around. You don't want to bullshit.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know. It's just difficult, because the single you and the married you are not really the same person.
Mm-hmm. Right.
At least don't feel like you're the same person, because it feels like you change over time.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sorry, I was trying to think. I had the thought in my head, and I was trying to think of how to say it, and it just when I started to say it, I was just like, huh?
No, I mean you go through life, and you're not the same person 20 you are 40. You're just not, because you have a lot of experiences. No. You see things, you do things, and
you're not. I guess that's kind of why I started going back to some of the things I did in high school, like trying to figure out, who am I?
Right. That's soul searching for Jason. Yeah, and for me, it's been like I got out of college and the idea was I really never necessarily wanted to get married right away. I was never in a rush to get married.
Yeah.
I figured it would happen eventually. I did want to eventually, but I wasn't necessarily trying to get married. That wasn't my
Yeah.
goal in life. And it just kind of happened, and got married, had a daughter. And the main focus, I thought I wanted to get out of school, get a job in accounting, finance, and have a good career. And I know for me, like 4.5 years, I couldn't find a job that I wanted in banking because of the economy, the real estate bubble fell out, the banking bubble got really rough there for a while, and you either had to have a lot of experience or be a whole, or they wouldn't talk to you. You didn't get a chance to do things, at least around here where I live anyway.
Yeah.
Um, and then you finally get the job, and you get into it, and you realize I hate this shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this till I'm 60. It was like, God, what am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
And then I try looking for side jobs that at least if I couldn't quit my main job because I had bills to pay and a family to support, I could at least find stuff that on the side that made me happy, that pay a
Mm-hmm.
little extra money. And I did find some of that. I did some baseball, at press box for minor league baseball. I did a few little kids parties, my first taste of acting gig, so to speak. But it wasn't enough to really make a living on. I tried to work for myself for a while, and part of that process does impact the relationship. If
Yeah.
you're not the person you were when they met, they expect a certain thing. Now you're not that anymore. It it can add strain to things.
Mm-hmm.
So
And I also feel that, as you in a marriage, you start to become more what your partner wants sometimes and less
mhm.
what you want.
100%, 100%, because I'm in some ways I'm very modern and very open, but in other ways I'm kind of traditional. Like I feel
Yes.
as the man of the house, I should be responsible for being the breadwinner, for working
Yes.
and paying bills, and I felt like I was in this trap in which it didn't really matter how hard I worked and what I did. It also felt like I couldn't get ahead. There was always something wrong or something missing, and I always felt inadequate. Granted, you part of that was me being hard on myself,
Yes.
but yeah, that was always something I had to deal with. And I started wanting to change things, and we're in a marriage like that, and you get to a certain point, you get like emotionally blocked. I'm sorry, I think I'm beeping in the background here. I got some alerts on this damn message that's going off. I need to shut that out. Um, anyway, yeah, it's a quick little tangent. They're working on some kind of like survival live zombie show in Winston Salem, and I submitted for it, and they're trying to set up times to audition and stuff like that. I don't know if I'll be able to do it though, because the scheduling and the pay's not great, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to swing it. But it sounds fun though. It
No.
sounds pretty cool. Little sidebar there, but
Mm.
anyway, I was saying though is you're married and you think it's what you want, and then life keeps going to realize you don't necessarily want all of this. You know,
Mm.
I care for the people in my life, obviously, but I just didn't want to live that life anymore.
Yes.
And I was just depressed all the time. So,
Yeah. Well, have you had any luck in the dating department lately?
um, I don't want to be too open about that. I will say there is a prospect, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave it at that. It's very early, so I don't want to
Okay.
get ahead of myself on things. Um,
Okay.
there's a prospect, and just for
Don't want
clarification,
to scare them off by talking about them on a podcast.
maybe, maybe. Um, no, but she seems pretty cool so far. But it's early on. We'll see how that goes. But you know, I recently officially became single probably a few weeks ago. So,
Yeah.
and I will say I tried just to, because every time you go in, every time you're in a relationship for a while, the dating landscape kind of changes.
Yes.
Excuse me. Like, for example, I was married for almost, was married for 12 years, relationship for like 14, 15 years. When we separated, online dating was different than it was before we got together. Vastly different. And, there's different groups to it, but all the profiles are bots. They're fake. They want you to spend money just to see your matches. And a lot of them are bullshit matches anyway.
Yeah.
And they're either scamsters or bots, or they're looking for a throuple. They want a third. They're in a happy relationship, but they want a woman in a relationship. They want something like that. That's what I was getting. That's what I was seeing a lot. And so a lot of the profiles you submit, you like someone, you hear nothing from them. So that's kind of how it is. And I always say that women have the relationship in online dating because they get hit up in their inbox with all these guys trying to come at them, right?
Yep.
And they have their pick of the litter, so to speak. They can choose who they want to talk to.
Yeah. Exactly. And you just, you can sit there spam 100 people, and you might get one reply.
Oh yeah, right, right, right. And you got to hope that they're a real person.
Exactly. Because if you act, I'm of the belief that if they're messaging you, they're probably a bot.
Yeah, yeah. Usually that's the case a lot of times. So you got to really do some vetting on those profiles. So wait a minute. She's 25 and she looks like a supermodel. She's messaging me. What? This is my
Yeah.
lucky day.
Yeah. This is either a catfish or.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for that. I almost got pulled in that the other day. So because I was curious to see how far they would take it, and yeah, they were scamsters. So
Yeah.
um, and just for those out there who are listening, if you don't know what a bot is, whenever they're talking to you in broken English, or they automatically put all their Telegram information in their profile, just don't talk to them. Just skip it. That's
Yeah.
usually some illegitimate shit going on. Just stay away from that.
Yeah. You get the message like, call me. Like, you just going to throw the number out there just like that.
Yeah,
Yep. This is a fake profile.
yeah, it's pretty. Some are more obvious than others. Some get a little smoother about it. Uh, yeah, but so after my ex-wife and I split up, I went on a few dates with some women online that were real and legit and everything, but didn't like go anywhere until I met Alicia. Then we were together for like 2 years. So, and that had, it definitely had a lot of good points. But again, to avoid saying too much about that, I want to, misrepresent or embarrass anybody or say I
Yeah.
took out of school or anything. But it didn't work out essentially. And here I am trying to do it again, and it's actually gotten worse. It's worse. Online dating, I think, at this point has got to be. It's almost like a thing of the past. It's still there, but good luck trying to find a real person. It's just like it's this AI stuff, right? This AI in
Yeah.
real life, AI memes, AI scripts, books, everywhere. It's all computer now. There's nothing real out. Not a lot is out there is real. So you
Yeah.
kind of got to put yourself out there, and just see what happens.
Yep. And you either got at our age when you jump into these the dating world, you either got women with unrealistic expectations
Okay, right?
or women who just got out of a really bad relationship
Yeah, yeah.
and they've got issues of their own to deal with, and
hmm
so I don't know.
And that's the tricky part about dating too. Sometimes a lot of people feel they should get out there and start dating. Maybe you shouldn't right away. Maybe you
No.
shouldn't date right away. Maybe you should just focus on yourself, on getting yourself straight, whether it be financially, mentally, whatever. And that's kind of where I'm at.
Same.
I'm
Same.
yeah. I mean, I will maybe I'll talk to someone, sure, but I'm not going to jump into something, too fast because there's a lot of stuff in my life I got to work on.
Yeah.
And that was part of the experience in my last relationship was I was doing a lot of personal dissatisfaction of myself and other things that were going on. I couldn't be what she needed me to be, and that wasn't fair to her. And I
No.
felt I was using her and hurting her by doing that. And it just it eventually started falling apart from there. And I just felt like I was constantly pulling her down all the time. So that was a thing for me, and it doesn't seem because I'm still trying to resolve some of those things.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same. I mean, I'm more focused on myself getting healthier, rediscovering, who I want to be, because, then I can focus. And if something comes along, great, but I'm in no rush.
Yeah, and funny is how it works out. Like when you're dating, I don't care what age you are. It seems like whenever you're not trying, or you're not really looking for anything, that's when something happens. It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, damn it, I wasn't planning for this. But it's also one of those things where you gotta think, do I let this go by? You know, do I
Yeah.
not do I not go for it because of some arbitrary plan I have, or do I need to live in the moment? So there's kind of that balance you got to figure out.
Yeah.
So it's always interesting for sure to see how that goes, and it's a lot. And, well, I think another thing women deal with, try to be sympathetic to their plight, is if they get a guy that actually they do talking to a guy online or whatever, where someone hooks them up or something like that. You got to deal with the weirdos. We got some weirdos out there too, man. We got a lot of weirdos out there,
Yes.
bunch of
Yes.
weirdos. And I'm gonna tell you a funny story real quick. I was heading home from work, from Uber, a couple of days ago, a couple mornings ago, and the guy who was driving me was listening to a radio show. And this guy had called in to the show trying to reach out to a woman that he said ghosted him. Right? They were talking. They went on a date. I thought they went really well. It was really good. Now she won't talk to me. I don't know what's going on. Can you help me? Can you help me reach out? And sorry, excuse me. My bad. Sorry, I'm getting like you, Jason. I'm coughing up stuff here. But
Yeah.
we're 3 hours away. How you doing that to me? I don't know.
I don't know. Cell phone technology is getting more advanced now. It's able to transmit.
Yeah, spreading germs via the phone lines, satellites. But yeah. So I'm listening to the part. I'm thinking, do you really want to go this route? Do you want to publicly risk this woman saying things you don't want people to know? And sure enough, he went through with it. He gave him her number. They called her. I had her on the radio, and they asked her about what happened. She said, "Yeah, it was a weird conversation." Start. I think I guess went to Olive Garden or something like that because they're talking about the size of breadsticks.
Ooh.
And he was saying like, I think breadsticks are these too big for breadsticks? And he was kind of hitting at that he didn't have the biggest penis.
What?
And yeah, I'm like, and I'm sitting there in the car going, really, dude? What are you doing? And she's like, yeah, I think he was trying to, hedge expectations. Like, like if he's not as, if I don't like it, then, it could be a surprise, whatever. I'm like, okay, it's the first date. And you're bringing up penis sizes conversation.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was so cringe. The driver was laughing his ass. I'm like, oh my God, dude. I've said some bonehead things, but I've never been that stupid on a
Yeah,
date.
you have said some bonehead things.
Yes. Yes.
I won't. I won't call you out on it this time. No, no, no.
You know what? Fine. I'll beat you to it because I'm one over my head. It wasn't even a date. Okay. And in my defense of this conversation, I had seen her in the gym. We had talked about working out. We had talked about weight loss and health. She'd asked me for advice on stuff because I was a hardcore weightlifter at the time. And we were hanging out, Jason and a couple friends of ours, which I haven't talked to that much lately over the years. But they asked her, "You look great. Are you losing weight?" And she jumped my ass for it. And ever since then, Jason will not let me live it down.
Well, that's because she was flirting with you, and you were completely oblivious to it.
Yeah.
Everyone at the table could see it, but you. and
Yeah.
and then at the moment you could have said something nice, something. No, did you lose weight?
Yeah.
Because you couldn't. It's like you couldn't place her face, and then you're like, "Oh yeah, did you lose weight?"
I don't remember being quite that bad.
Oh, it was bad. It was bad.
Oh God. So again, and that's another thing that people told me.
Yeah.
I'm oblivious to.
Yeah.
I just
Well,
don't
I am
notice shit.
too.
I
But
don't
this,
notice shit.
but watching that conversation go down was like I imagine being on the ground floor and watching one of the planes go into the twin towers.
Oh my God. I pulled a I think I pulled a Bin Laden on my dating life right there.
Yes,
Jesus.
it was like because it was like okay, David's got some game here. He's getting the boost.
Yeah. And looking back, I mean, yeah, I mean, I wish we'd done things differently, but I still try to stand by what I say. But yeah, I mean, that's another thing for me. I'm oblivious. I don't pick up on stuff. Like there's another story I'll tell you about that I totally spaced out on. I was working at the gas station years ago, and there's this pretty blonde girl that came in that used to go to my church when I was younger, and we were talking and stuff, catching up, and me being stupid as I am, she pretty much gave me the opening to ask her out, and I didn't because I
Yeah,
was a fucking idiot.
yeah.
And I had no, I don't pick up on this stuff. I just,
No.
I'm a little run. I'll pay attention to people sometimes. And the guy said, "Dude, she pretty much gave me with invitation. What was that?"
I think guys fall into one of two categories. You either never know when a woman's flirting with you, or you think every woman is flirting with you.
Right, and and for me, I guess I cannot decipher sometimes. I I don't pick up on stuff. I'm trying to get better as I get older. Like my recent ex, Lee, she told me, "You have no idea, don't she was flirting with you?" So what? Yeah, she was flirting on you hard. I'm like, "What are you talking about? You're blind." I'm like, "I don't see it. I just don't
Yeah.
see it."
I do
Yeah,
not see shit.
yeah. My stepmom said my dad was the same way. He said it wouldn't be flirting with my dad, and he wouldn't pick up on it either.
Yeah.
I wondered,
I'm like blinking, doing lookout duty.
and next time if we meet up and hang out or something, if you think someone's flirting with me, you know, give me some signs. I'm like kind of I need signals in baseball to
And,
guide
and,
me a little bit.
and it's weird how you could do that. Like you could tell as a third person
Yeah,
when someone is flirting with someone, but from a first person point of view, you're like stupid as fuck.
like no, don't knock here, no, nothing. It's bad.
You know, so if ladies just don't be subtle.
For me,
You think you're being obvious.
right, but
We're we're
but
we're
I don't
not as
pick up on
smart
it.
as you think we are.
Oh well, I see. I would argue. I would argue and say we're just as dumb as they think we are. So, but
You
yeah, I just don't. Yeah, again,
know,
like I said,
any woman that's married knows that we are not very perceptive because it's right there. Where?
right.
There.
It's like now maybe we trying to find something. I can't see it. It's right in front of you. I don't see it. Oh, well, right there. Come on. The story of my life.
Yeah.
Story of my life. So yeah. So you've been single a little longer than I've been. What's been your experience of dating so far since you've been single?
A lot of conversations, and then they just I don't know. It's like you, they're talking to you. They're interested, but then it's like I don't know if they're pulling away because they want you to chase,
Mm-hmm.
or if they just decided, you know what, I'm just not that interested.
Right. Um, there's a
And
recurring
then there
feel.
was this girl, you know, I thought she might have been flirting, but I kept telling myself no, 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 no. And then I actually, just said, fuck it.
Yeah.
and did a half-assed asked her out.
He did a feeler.
Yeah,
He did a feeler. You put a light little feeler out there to see how she responded to it.
yeah. And she was cool with it. And then it got really, really weird once we went out and started talking to one another
Yeah.
because I was older than her
Mm-hmm.
by 15 years.
Yeah.
And I knew her mom from back in high school
Oh
because
yeah.
I dated her mom's best friend.
Well, that's definitely very awkward for sure. And to be fair, it sounds like that her best friend started young, right? So
Yeah.
she had a kid, like a teen mom essentially, right?
Yeah, she was a teen mom.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's awkward, but at least it wasn't like she was 27 or something. Like she's 25,
No.
and then you definitely went to high school there. That's a good segue, Jason, because that kind of gives us like can we put our thoughts out there, and anyone's listening want to comment whatever about age gaps. Like, what's an acceptable dating age for you? Like, what's your max on younger or older? Like, what do you have any preferences, or like what are you attracted to? What are you looking for with that?
Yeah. Well, see, it gets kind of weird when you start talking about like age gaps because, you know, it's at what age does, do you know what you want?
Right,
I
right.
mean, if a 60-year-old guy's dating a 40-year-old girl, 40-year-old woman, that is that too big of an age gap?
But yeah, and we were kind of discussing this for this podcast, and it got me thinking. I generally I say age is just a number, and I think that's true to a point. But for me personally, dating someone younger, like me being 42 next year, if I was dating someone say that was 22, it's one of those things. I consider like communism. It looks good on paper, but in practice, it never works out
No,
because
no, no, no.
that's a big generation gap. I think generations like considered they have like millennials and Generation X, and now they got this Generation Alpha, whatever. And it's like anything more than 10 years, it is a legit generation gap with the way technology changes and social norms change. So when you get about 10 years, it's a noticeable difference. And just with not only with what you're into music wise and movies and stuff, but your worldview is could
Mm.
be vastly different.
Yeah, don't start talking about music. I mean, I listen to the same music I listened to in the '90s.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and my music hadn't changed that much either. Though I have listened to some newer stuff. Like for some reason, on a little tangent, I can't explain why. I love Mumford and Sons. I just do, and it's not usually they're kind of like a bluegrass feel. I'm not usually into that, but I love Mumford and Sons. And they're like a late 2000s thing. That's one of the newer stuff, and that's newer for me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but again, when you get like 10 years or so, it's different. Like I remember when my ex wife and I first separated, I was hanging out with my daughter, we are going to the park, and she was asking me about, um, because we've been separated for a while. Her mom was dating the guy, and I'd been on a couple of dates and stuff, and she's smart because she picks up on stuff, and she was asking me stuff like, asked me if I'd date this person, who I'd date. I'm like, I don't know, honey. I mean, we'll just have to see what happens. I'm not looking for anything. And she just randomly said, like, would you date Jenna Ortega? I'm like, first of all, that will never happen in a million years. Secondly, I thought I was joking around with her. I said, oh, well, she is old enough. She's like, ew, daddy. I'm like, because I think she's like in her early 20s or something like that. And you
Yeah.
think about stuff like that. But for example, like you look at just a parallel to TV stars, right? You see Stranger Things. I know you've seen that show.
Yes.
You've seen like the actresses, you see them as kids, right? And
Yeah.
then they start growing up. It's like, oh wow, they grew up, and you feel kind of like a creep,
Yeah.
though. So it's kind of weird. It's like the age difference, it's weirder. Like if you've seen them as kids, then it's kind of creepy slash you're kind of getting to like what is it grooming
Yeah.
kind of thing. But if you just meet someone, if I was to meet someone tomorrow who was 24, right, hypothetically, and we hit it off, that's different than if I knew them when they were 12.
Yeah.
Then it gets gross. So it's a fine line, you know what I'm saying? And the age gap and everything, I've been thinking about that too because you've seen on the internet where like Tobey Maguire is dating a 20-year-old, Al Pacino's dating someone in their 30s. You
Yeah.
know, Leo didn't date anyone over 26.
Yeah.
So this is something that's not new. This has been going on since the beginning of time.
Yes.
But
Well, let me ask you: would you date a 20-year-old?
I guess the answer is it depends. She'd have to be very mature for 20, and I probably wouldn't know she's 20.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, she'd have to not act like a regular 20-year-old.
Okay. See,
Like
I think for me it will be, I could do it, but I don't think I could pursue it.
right.
It would have to be, she would have to be making, things 1000% obvious
Yeah, to make
because
sure.
I don't think that's something I would myself be like, wow, let me ask this.
Yeah, and it's also a little awkward because my niece is like 2021.
Yeah.
So it's really awkward, when you get that big of an age difference, right? It's very weird at that point, but I ultimately I probably couldn't do it. I think the maturity level, the interests would be just way too different. I remember like in my early 20s, I was dating a 17-year-old, and their parents knew everything, so it's not like I was doing anything sneaky. But we dated for a couple months, but she got on my nerves so bad. And this is only 6 years. Now, granted, she was 17 and 23 is different than 30 and 36.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was so weird. I'm like, oh God, I won't do that crap again. The whole
No.
thing just turns you off from it and realize no, it's one thing than just sleeping with someone. You actually have to be around that person
Yes.
and deal with their immaturities and not knowing how life works sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I
Oh,
remember.
I can only imagine, these guys that like to date the younger generation,
Mm-hmm.
what they're going to do when this current young group gets older and they start hearing them like 6, 7.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, we mentioned in the last podcast. Yeah, we would not know what any of this pop culture shit means or the slang. Um,
Just some old men yelling at the kids on the yard.
Get off
Get
my
off my
lawn!
grass!
Yeah. But yeah, again, I don't think that's something I could do. That, in fact, actually, from my personal experiences, most of the women I've been talking to were dated ever since my ex and I split up. Have been my age or older than me. They've
Yeah.
actually been a few years older than I am. So it's usually around my age are the ones that I just kind of I'm drawn to because we have those same interests.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to talk to someone, hold a conversation. Because to me, having a conversation is important. Having someone that's intelligent is important. You know,
Yeah.
and not to say that it wouldn't work. Like I knew this girl when I worked at a country club like probably 15 years ago at this point. Gorgeous girl. She was 19, 20, beautiful, long dark hair, pretty face, good personality. She was dating some 40-year-old guy. And I'm like, what? But you talk to her and you realize her mind, her process, and the way she looked at the world and did things was as someone much older.
Yeah.
She was like what you call an old soul, so to speak. So talking to her, she was not your typical 19-year-old. And maybe that's why I found her so attractive in a way, because it was like, of course, I was married, so I wasn't doing anything inappropriate. I was faithful and all that, but it was one of those people who works like, man, she's pretty cool, And it's
Yeah.
like she's acting like she was my age, if not older, which is very rare for a girl that young. So it's all it all comes to your upbringing. And as far as I knew, they got along well. So hey,
Yeah.
it's not my business. You live your life, right? But
Yeah. If it makes you happy.
exactly. But but me, I just kind of go towards my age or a little older because they kind of know what they want, and there's not a lot of games involved. If
Mm.
they like you, you know they like you.
Yeah.
You don't have to guess or go all the way to impress them. If they're into you, they're into you because they know what they want. They're not messing around at this point in their life.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, and so what have your dates been like? If you don't mind talking about what have what have you been on dates since
Uh,
everything?
Not many. But like I said, I went out with the one girl, and it was, well, woman. I tend to just generalize and say girl. I don't know why.
You know what? It took me years to break that habit. It took me years to break that. Once I'm like 30, I'm like, okay, I should stop calling them girls now. They're married with kids. They're not girls anymore. I
Yeah,
had to break that habit myself, so I get it.
yeah, and but yeah, it was like we went out on 2 dates, I think, two
Mhm.
actual dates,
Yeah.
and after the whole thing with her mom, and it was like, yep, this is got weird really really fast. I think it got weird for both of us.
Yeah, and to be
So
fair, you know what, Jason? If she hadn't known, if she hadn't gone to school with your best friend's ex, whatever, right?
yeah,
If you hadn't gone to school with them, it may have been all right. You know,
yeah,
like
well,
if she was from out of town, if she moved there, right, or vice versa,
yeah,
or something like that, if that probably wouldn't have mattered, or as much anyway.
yeah. Um, but yeah, it probably wouldn't. I mean, she had kids, and I stay in the middle of nowhere. Middle
Yeah,
of nowhere.
BFE, as we call Bumfuck Egypt. There's a lot of BFEs across the country.
Yeah, my hometown has a population of about 230.
That's like my high school class.
Yeah, yeah. The whole county I stay in is about 65,000 people,
Right. Yeah.
and it's one of the largest counties in the entire state.
Yeah.
Not population wise, but
Oh, land
size
area.
wise.
Yeah.
It's very very rural.
Hmm.
So I mean, she's like she was 15 years younger than me, but she had kids, and she's trying to find someone, and there's not really a lot of options.
Right, and that could be good or bad for you. That
Yeah,
depends. Like, oh, there's not many options. I'll give the guy a shot. Why not? He seems
yeah,
nice.
and
He works a job. He seems nice.
yeah, and so I mean, it's like she's friendly, she's outgoing, so it was rather, we kind of had the same interest in music.
Mhm.
I mean,
Okay.
because that's one of the things she said. She like, although I did not like the way she phrased it.
What'd she say?
Oh, I like the older classical rock better.
Oh my god. See, when I think of classic rock, I think Led Zeppelin, ACDC,
Exactly.
Pink Floyd. That's what I'm thinking.
The Rolling Stones, the
Yeah.
Beatles, the
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid. My
yeah,
my, my
what,
dad and stepmom would listen to the oldie station
yeah,
with the Supremes and Temptations and Roy Orbison and all those people. I thought that was the oldies,
yeah,
And now you hear your music in the grocery stores, like, oh my god,
yeah.
it's
You hear
happening.
Nirvana on a classic rock station, it's like, huh?
I mean, hate to make you feel older, but it was 35 years ago when they
I
got good.
know, but
It
still.
blows.
And then it's like, like all the bands you grew up listening to. Alice, I grew up listening to Alice in Chains, Bush,
Yeah. Yep.
Stone Temple Pilots. I mean, they're all on the classic rock station now, and it's like, dear God.
And another thing to make us feel older, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has a requirement. You got to be around at least 25 years to be eligible.
Yeah,
So almost everyone we list to is eligible for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. If they're not
Exactly.
already
And
in.
I mean, so I mean, it was, I got what she was saying. I didn't take it personally, but it was just like it was like that little punch to the throat. Like,
It's like, fuck. Oh God.
am I that old? Am I that old? Oh my
Yes.
God, I'm that old.
Yeah. I know. I mean, for me, it's and again, that's another thing about dating someone younger. I mean, most women naturally would be creeped out by older guy trying to hit on them who's balding and has white hair in their beard. Me, perhaps, if I was to do something like that.
Hmm.
Because I think I pull off bald pretty well. It's not something that women, you're balding. Oh God, he's old.
Mm.
But
Well, I think bald is something you either have to embrace. You have to embrace because there's not too much fighting it.
I don't know. I've embraced it. Trust me, I've embraced the baldness. I've embraced it long ago, and I'm to the point where I just wish it finished freaking falling out. That way, I can
Yeah,
just keep it bald, not to shave it anymore. It just stays bald.
yeah,
So I would love for it just to finish the process. But I've read that at a certain point, your hair stops balding. Like my dad, at a certain point, he went like this, and he had it
yeah.
a little bit here, and then it just stopped. It stopped losing at that point. So he never went fully bald.
Oh,
My Uncle Lance, like with Joe, oh yeah, they went all yeah bald.
yeah. Well,
So
I haven't got to the bald part yet. I've got to the thinning.
yeah, I started that in my 20s, so that started early on for me. It's like when you shave your head and you can do like one all the way across, and now you gotta do two on the sides and one on top, or two on top and one everywhere else. That's right, two on
Oh,
top because it's thinning, and one on the sides. That way it's not as obvious.
mm,
Then after a while, you know what? I'm just gonna shave it all the way down. Hey, the
yeah,
bald head and a beard is a very common look. There's nothing wrong with it. So I would just stick with that look.
yeah,
But but yeah, dating younger is again, it's like I said. I mean, it have to be the right person, and you have to. It looks good on paper, but ultimately you have to coexist with that person, and that can
yes,
be tricky.
yes.
So
And well, yeah, the same thing will be said about dating someone older than you too.
yeah, yeah,
I
and
mean,
for
it's about
me, like
managing expectations.
right, right. I mean, and that's something too. I mean, I mean, like when I've been trying to do matches online, whatever. If I see someone I find attractive, I don't necessarily look at the age that much. I mean, I just don't want to go like someone who's in their 50s. To me, that's probably a little too old for me to be in their
Yeah,
50s because at that point they're at a different stage in life at that point. But so in the 40s, for me, I probably honestly, if I had to pick an ideal range, be like 35 to 45 ish in that range.
yeah,
Some flexibility. And that way there's a little bit of that because you're about that 10-year generation gap. You're in that 10-year gap in which you relate and grew up on a lot of the same things.
yeah,
So you can pretty much get or at least heard of most of what the other person's talking about, and you can actually kind of relate to it.
yeah.
Because once you get past that point, it's like, oh, what's that show? I was a little, I don't remember that show, or I don't know who that is.
Well, I don't know about that because I'm 46 and I still watch cartoons.
Yeah, well, there's different types of cartoons. Like and the gray ones are never like South Park's still around. It's never going to go away as long as they
No,
want to keep. They'll keep
The
making them.
Simpsons.
Yeah, but I should argue the Simpsons probably should go away at this point,
Yeah,
but they won't go away. Family Guy,
yeah. Well, Family Guy's gone away and then come back. Futurama. How many times has that been brought back?
couple of times. I don't think it's around now, is it?
I thought it came back. I thought they brought it back for Hulu. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, not new episodes, but just like reruns, right?
I don't know. I thought they made new episodes. I don't know. I
Hell,
I
they did a new King of the Hill.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
They did a new King of the Hill, which Bobby's all grown up and everything, so it's a little different. It's not the same dynamic, but
yeah.
Um, okay, here we go. I'm looking up Futurama. It says in November 2023, the series was renewed by Hulu for 2 more broadcast seasons. So you're right about Hulu, which will air through 2026. The series returned to television on September 15th, 2025, when 10th season premiered. And that's 10 seasons since 1999. So keep that in mind. And Adult Swim on Cartoon Network had a lot with bringing those shows back.
Yeah. I mean, I like Futurama, but it just kind of, it got old. Like me.
Right. Yeah, it's and some of those I like and I still watch. Other ones like, I can do without them. But
Yeah.
but there's no stream. The point is, Jason, there's no stream like in cartoons. And my situation would have been different. Last year, I would take my daughter to see the SpongeBob movie. That looked hilarious. I don't care what they did. That looked hilarious.
Yeah. I want them to bring back the Venture Brothers.
Yeah, we talked about that a while. I think maybe we should do a podcast about like recasting stuff, like do episodes where we recast or cast cartoons or movies or something like that.
Oh yeah. Now you see, now you start talking about old stuff like that. Now you really start feeling old. You ever catch yourself, doing like you hear some people talking, and you're like, when I was, you just want to say when I was your age.
Yeah, you guys don't do that. Stop. Don't do
that. When I was your age, you used to have to walk uphill both ways in the snow.
That was the old joke that my grandparents said all the time.
Yeah. To go to school, had to walk uphill in the snow. To go home, we had to walk uphill in the boiling heat.
Yeah, it's always some crazy story that doesn't make no sense at all. But yeah, I mean, again, it's dating after you've been in a relationship for a long time is always fun because you kind of got to remind yourself how to do it.
Yes.
You have to make sure that you understand this is a new person. They don't know you. So you have to be yourself, but at the same time, you can't be, you can't be too, but you got to put yourself out there as well. So it's a fine balance.
Yeah. You got to learn the new ins, the new outs.
And I don't want to. I'll be very clear. I don't want to undermine what women go through as well before we try to date, because they want certain things too, and you have to understand they deal with a lot of weirdos out there. They get random messages from people that are just weird, and it's like, they got to filter through the good ones and the bad ones too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Well, my daughter is in here trying to creep. I'm recording somewhere now, Bren. My daughter's in here trying to sneak in here. She's with me today. She's been sick, so she's with me today.
No.
But,
hey, Bren.
Yeah, I got the headphones in. She's grabbing a chair. For those watching the video, my daughter's grabbing a chair and moving it to her room. So, yeah, that's all right. All right. Is there anything else you want to add, Jason? To
no. I think I've done my old man rambling enough for today.
Old man rambling.
Yeah. Old man shouting at the sun, or was it shouting at the sea? Yeah, old man shouting at the sea.
Like, I hate change.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is fun as always. As for those out there listening on Podbean or watching on YouTube, make sure I say it right this time. Thanks for being a part of the podcast. Let's have a couple of guys rant and ramble, and we felt this would be a relevant talk to a lot of people out there. That you may get something out of it. Maybe it'll relate to our experiences. And best of luck to anyone out there trying to date again, male, female, whatever you're into. Best of luck out there, and we wish you the best.
Keep it consensual.
What now?
Keep it consensual.
Oh, obviously so. Yes, we don't want that. No. So thanks for listening or watching, everybody. Again, if you're listening on Podbean, make sure you follow us. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and be a part of the podcast. The idea is to do this weekly, where a couple of guys talk about life and things that concern us and what we can do to get through it. So, as always, me and my co-host Jason. Nice talking to you, Jason.
It's nice being here. Nice talking to everybody.
Yeah, nice talking to everybody. Sure.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Until next time.
Bye.